Hi there, my name is Nolan Gustine Priest, and you're watching Nol'd Paradigm, and this is my second introductory video number dos. So, what I want to talk about in this video is that veganism is the all-encompassing philosophy, and that it encompasses, it is a practice of entirety in itself, or let me say that rather. So the idea is that in the Christian religion, and the Jewish religion, and the Islamic religion, I'm sure in the Buddhist religion, though I don't know quite yet, and we'll expound on this in further videos, is that every religion at some point talks about what animals are okay to eat and what animals are not, which are forbidden, which are allowed, whereas veganism pushes through that all and says, hey, none of these are to be eaten. No animals are less supreme or inferior or less worthy. It honors the fact that we are all the chosen one. Each one of us is, in a sense of binary code, the zero being from which we all spring, the same essence, the sum, S-U-M, and the way we are all expressed is in the one that we are. This one that I am, nobody else is. And my ideal state of practice is to share myself without censorship, without restrictions, without being told that there are some folks that God or nature or anyone else has written in the nomenclature that, hey, we are better than you. You are my slave. You are an animal. Like as Nietzsche says, man is the cruelest animal. And that is because we have been demoralized to think that simply because we can, that we may, and that begets the ultimate question that can we, just because we can, should we? And that all diseases are entirely karma of us disrupting dharma, our familial obligations to the one all united family of all, whether it's a blade of grass or a tree or an insect colony on that, or all of us, and the animals that we draw the line at and say, you guys are our pets, and we have this kind of weird relationship with you where we feed you and you kind of edutain us, you entertain us, and we learn about ourselves. So you get fed at both our benefit and our expense, and that otherwise we're going to eat you as a fucking burger. So in respect to everyone being a potential family member, aside from our biological family, our birth parents, and our bonus parents, I look at everyone, whether teacher, student, or anybody that we can exchange in any kind of way of consent, that we are. I dislike the whole brother-sister paradigm, so we are lovers, whether that's platonic and to transform into erotic, as that our bias, our pace, our desire, our choice. And that is made challenging because religions want to dictate, or rather individuals utilizing religion want to dictate who we shall love, how we shall love them. It gets down to the nitty-gritty sometimes of sexual positions, and of course in the same sense familial positions, and this gender should do this gender should do that, and it's all meant so that we put our excess value on something that is already intrinsic and meant to be experimented with however we embody and embrace, whereas if we don't do it to the standards of society and culture, we are punished. And then even when we do them, the reward is a punishment within itself, for the freedom is on a contingency that we dominate ourselves or submit to these rulings. And yeah, so that's when I think of the word sovereign, I think that the only way to fully be to fully be experiencing that with anyone is that like or anyone. I'm talking from family, from friends, from animals, from anyone unique individual that we kind of dehumanize or de-animalize and see as an object or as a, any lesser excuse to disrupt and destroy at our whim, is that you are having every birthright and every, ideally every, to be redundant, right to do as you will, so long as it is within natural law and there is no hurting of anyone around you. And then that usually beckons the conversation of, well, look at lions and tigers and bears, oh my, look what they do. And then with that, one kind of needs to look into the physiological makeup of them and see that they're doing like what they are to be doing because of that's how they're built. Whereas with us, like, the reason we get all the diseases we do is the kickback from that. Like, oh, we're eating all these corpses and these previously individuals who had their whole plan to live and to know and to love and to consume and to produce as they were meant to and to reproduce. Yet we kind of scrunched them into this thing like, oh, you're meant to come here, do what we say you can do, reproduce, and goodbye. And yeah, that is kind of my rant and rambling on why veganism is the uniting philosophy of all religions and all spiritual practices. The whole pacifistic and stereotyping and just distorting of veganism through propaganda is mainly to make you think that it's less than manly, less than womanly, less than blah 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 blah, always less than something, when in reality it's more of a warrior thing to do to protect and endow life than it is to take life. And that's not to say, like, the whole reason I'm vegan personally is that I see none as inferior nor superior to me. And that is kind of like what the Buddha says. He says, we are all the Buddha. So, like, even though one of my favorite books is If You See the Buddha, Kill Him, and that's a great Zen parable, it's not that we should literally, like, see somebody that may be expressing their Buddhahood in their way they do and say, oh, you are false, you must be destroyed by manifest destiny and by my chosen one apprehension of your life force, like this my choice to retard you because I can or I will without regard to consequence. And that's kind of what we see in politics and folks that are using religion to obscure and obfuscate what it really means, and that's to experience the soul. If you look up the etymology of religion, it's relegare. It means to bind one's soul to or to bond. So if we are to bond with one another through any other medium, then violation of one another, that simply leaves love. Agape to you, and may you consider the fruition of the vegan philosophy and whole food plant-based eating and your living and loving. Fecundity of profundity to you.